What if the detox you trust is the very thing overloading your liver? Left unchecked, that strain shows up as stubborn fatigue, bloating, and a fog that drags your day. Stay with me. I'll deliver a safe, natural way to ease the load and get results you can repeat. I want to start with a simple truth most people never hear. Your liver is already detoxing. Right now, this second. It's not waiting for a miracle juice or a dramatic cleanse. It works quietly, every hour of the day, turning byproducts into things your body can package and send out. My job in this guide is to help you stop getting in its way and give it the kind of support that makes the process smoother, not harsher. That may sound almost too ordinary. After all, the word detox has become a promise of overnight magic. But real change usually lives in the unglamorous details. Think about a typical North American day. A stack of pancakes with syrup in the morning, a drive-through combo at lunch, a giant fountain soda because the refill is free, then a creamy flavored coffee at 3 p.m., and late-night snacking while streaming a show. None of these choices is evil on its own. Together, though, they create a constant tide of added sugars, refined starches, and ultra-processed oils, exactly the sort of tide that nudges the liver to work harder than it needs to. Instead of chasing punishment-style cleanses, I prefer a different story arc. Reduce the noise, then add the right signals. Here's the quiet reveal many people miss. The fastest way to feel cleaner is not to shock your body, but to minimize the everyday inputs that keep your liver busy. The moment you stop pouring in the stuff that crowds the system, your biology does what it's built to do. No drama required. Let me make this practical. First, move away from liquid sweetness. More on this in a moment, but you'll be amazed what changes when sweetened beverages go from daily to rare. Trade sugary sodas for sparkling water with a squeeze of citrus and swap those bottled 100% juices for the real fruit with fiber on a plate. Second, put something green and slightly bitter on your fork every day. A handful of arugula, kale, or dandelion greens in a lunch bowl is not a heroic act, but it's the sort of signal the body understands. Third, bring gentle fiber to the party. Oats, chia, beans, foods you can find in any North American grocery store, help carry away what the liver has already packaged for removal. None of this requires perfection. It asks for repetition. Now an important, safety-first note that too many detox videos skip. Method and quantity matter. If you throw back extremely concentrated teas or heap tablespoons of spices because someone online said more is better, you might do the nutritional equivalent of redlining an engine. Irritated stomach, lightheadedness, bathroom sprints. None of that is the clean you're seeking, and it can derail motivation for weeks. This is why I'll keep the tone grounded, the steps measured, and the instructions precise when we prepare anything together. I also want to set a promise for you. At the end of this full guide, I'll share a simple bonus strategy to gently amplify the effects of our natural recipe using everyday pantry items. No exotic powders, no expensive supplements. It's a small tweak that helps your body use what you feed it more efficiently. Stay with me for it, because the right pairing at the right time can make a visible difference without adding risk. Before we get into ingredients, give yourself a quick check-in. How many sweetened drinks slip into your week? Sports drinks, juices, energy drinks, sweet coffee creamers? How often do just a few bites of deep-fried sides, bakery treats, or late-night chips show up? This isn't about guilt. It's about clarity. When the background noise gets quieter, even modest supportive foods start to shine. You don't have to overhaul your life to help your liver. You only have to stop tripping it up. A few simple shifts create momentum. Build plates, not snacks. Chew your calories rather than drink them. Go for color and crunch from actual plants. Leave a little space between your last meal and bedtime so your body isn't processing while you're trying to rest. Add a short walk after dinner. Those 10 minutes aren't glamorous, but they signal your metabolism to handle the meal you just ate with a bit more grace. Here's the mini climax for this opening section. The real detox isn't a product, it's a pattern. When you dial down the sugar and refined cycle and bring in greens, fibers, and simple, honest foods, your liver doesn't need rescue. It needs you to stop making its job harder. And the good news is, that can start today, with what's already in your kitchen. One more commitment from me to you. I'll keep things practical, transparent, and safe. If you have medical conditions or take medications, especially those that affect blood clotting or blood sugar, talk with a qualified professional before making big changes. Education is powerful, but personalization is wise. That balance, knowledge plus caution, is how we get results that last. To keep building that momentum, we're about to pull back the curtain on a quiet saboteur in many American breakfasts and coffee runs. It's so common that it hides in plain sight, and cutting it back is one of the quickest ways to feel better without willpower battles. The next tip is one of the most important, and ignoring it won't just limit your results, it could introduce side effects you don't want. I'll explain calmly and clearly so you can stay safe and make the most of this journey. A moment ago, we reframed detox as the art of getting out of your liver's way. Now I want to expose a quiet saboteur that often starts working before 9 a.m. and keeps nudging your system for the rest of the day: liquid sugar. It looks innocent in a to-go cup, it feels light compared with a plate of food, and it wears lots of friendly labels: juice, smoothie, refresher, sports drink. But when sweetness arrives without fiber, it can flood your system faster than your body can use it, and your liver is left to handle the excess. Here's the twist that surprises a lot of people. Whole fruit and fruit juice are not the same experience for your body. When you chew an orange or a bowl of berries, you're getting water, fiber, and a matrix of plant compounds packaged together. That fiber slows how quickly sugars move from your gut to your blood, and it helps carry part of what your liver has already processed out of the body. Strain that same fruit into a glass, and you remove much of the fiber that does the pacing. The sweetness shows up quickly, asking your liver to do more work in less time. You didn't eat bad food, you removed the brakes. Liquid sugar hides in places we've normalized in North American life. The large fountain soda you sip in the car because refills are unlimited. The morning coffee that's more dessert than drink, thanks to flavored syrups and creamers. The vitamin beverage that tastes like candy. Even those bright cafe smoothies that blend 5 fruits, sweetened yogurt, and juice into a cup that could quietly out-sweeten a slice of cake. None of this is about shame. It's about noticing how often we drink sweetness instead of eating it. So what do we do with this information? We make swaps that are realistic, repeatable, and kind to your palate. Start with a 7-day beverage reset. Keep a simple log on your phone. Each time you'd normally reach for a sweetened drink, pour sparkling water over ice and add a squeeze of lemon, lime, or orange. If you need a touch of flavor, toss in a few frozen berries or a sprig of mint. Make coffee at home with plain milk or a splash of unsweetened almond milk. Add cinnamon or cocoa powder for aroma without extra sugar. If you love smoothies, keep the fruit to 1 portion and add a spoon of oats or chia to bring the fiber back. These are small changes, but they move the needle quickly. Next, learn to read labels without getting overwhelmed. Skip the number games and go straight to the ingredients list. When sugar, cane sugar, corn syrup, high fructose corn syrup, dextrose, glucose, honey, or agave show up early in the list, you know you're dealing with a sweetened beverage. If the first 3 ingredients include a sugar word, consider making that drink an occasional treat rather than a daily habit. Keep in mind that a bottle can hide 2 servings. The label tells you per serving, not per container. Breakfast is a powerful place to reclaim steady energy. Swap the pastry plus juice pairing for a bowl of oats topped with nuts and a handful of blueberries. Trade the syrup-heavy pancakes for Greek yogurt with sliced banana and a spoon of peanut butter. If you eat eggs, add a side of sautéed greens or sliced tomatoes for color and volume. You'll be full, you'll enjoy your food, and you won't be chasing a sugar high followed by a mid-morning slump. There's a second reason these swaps matter. They make later choices easier. When your morning keeps your blood sugar steadier, the afternoon doesn't scream for a quick fix. You'll find you can walk past the break room donuts or choose a smaller portion at lunch without feeling deprived. That feeling, calm rather than controlled, is a sign you're aligning with your biology, not fighting it. A word about zero sugar drinks. For some people, they can be a bridge away from sugary beverages. For others, the intense sweetness keeps old cravings alive. Notice your own response. If diet sodas help you break a habit and you feel good, use them as a temporary step. If they keep you chasing sweet flavors all day, try flavored sparkling water or herbal iced teas instead. The goal isn't perfection, it's progress that sticks. Hydration deserves its own spotlight. Many folks mistake thirst for hunger or tiredness. Keep a reusable bottle nearby and aim to sip consistently rather than chugging once you're parched. Add a slice of citrus or cucumber if that encourages you to drink more. Well-hydrated bodies move things along gently. That's the opposite of extreme flushing, which is neither necessary nor comfortable. Let me also highlight a safety point that matters. If you're on medications or living with health conditions, changes to your beverage habits can still affect you. For example, less sugary coffee drinks may interact with how you time your meals or take your pills. Keep your healthcare professional in the loop so adjustments are smooth. Education is powerful, and coordination keeps it safe. Here's the quiet, satisfying payoff of this section. When you stop drinking sugar as a reflex, even a basic plate of real food starts to feel cleaner, your energy lasts longer, and your liver's day gets simpler. You didn't do anything extreme. You removed a friction point that had been hiding in plain sight. That simplicity builds confidence, and confidence makes the next steps feel easy rather than heavy. We'll keep stacking small, smart moves from here. The upcoming idea is one of the most important. Skipping it won't just slow your progress, it can lead to side effects you don't want. I'll lay it out with calm, practical guidance so you can apply it safely and get the results you're after. We just took back your mornings by dialing down liquid sweetness, and you may already notice steadier energy. Now I want to invite a flavor that most of us were trained to avoid, even though it quietly helps your body get ready to handle a meal with more grace. Bitterness. Not the harsh, puckering kind that makes you squint, but the gentle, leafy bitterness you find in arugula, kale, dandelion greens, escarole, and chicory. When you taste it, your body pays attention. It's a nudge that says, food is coming, let's organize. Think of bitter and green foods as signals, not punishments. In a typical North American pattern, meals swing sweet and soft, syrups, white breads, creamy sauces, so the bitter note is missing. Reintroducing it can feel new at first, but the payoff arrives quickly. You chew more, you slow down, your meal includes more water and fiber per bite, and you leave the table feeling light instead of sleepy. If you picture detox as turning down the volume on what burdens your liver, greens do that in two ways. They crowd the plate with nutrients, and they displace the ultra-processed extras that never needed to be there in the first place. Let's make this concrete. Start with a small daily habit you can keep. Add one generous handful of leafy greens to a meal you already eat. If you're assembling a lunchtime sandwich, lay a bed of arugula under the fillings and switch one slice of bread for a sturdy lettuce wrap. If you like burrito bowls or grain bowls, a big North American favorite, mix chopped kale into the warm base so it softens slightly, then top with beans, tomatoes, and a squeeze of lime. If your routine includes eggs, sauté a quick handful of spinach or dandelion greens with olive oil and garlic before the eggs hit the pan. No perfection required. Repetition is the goal. A quick taste tip can change everything: salt and sour tame bitter. A pinch of salt and a bright acid, lemon juice, apple cider vinegar, or even a spoonful of Greek yogurt round off the edges and make greens crave-worthy. If raw kale feels like too much, massage it for a minute with a drizzle of olive oil and lemon. The leaves will darken, soften, and taste almost sweet. A classic Caesar-style dressing, done light, can turn a bowl of kale into something you look forward to. Just keep an eye on the portion of croutons and cheese so your green bowl doesn't turn into a dessert in disguise. Fiber is the quiet partner in this chapter. It's not glamorous, but it's practical. When you eat greens alongside fibers like oats, chia, flax, beans, or lentils, you create a pleasant traffic pattern in your gut, slower, steadier, easier to handle. That helps your body move along what the liver has already packaged for clearance, without rush or strain. A few easy combos. Stir a spoon of ground flax into morning oatmeal and top with blueberries and chopped walnuts. Toss chickpeas into a salad of romaine and radicchio. Blend a small, fiber-forward smoothie with 1 cup of frozen berries, a spoon of chia, a handful of spinach, and water, no juice. So you're drinking something with substance, not a sugar wave. You might be wondering about cruciferous vegetables, broccoli, cauliflower, Brussels sprouts, cabbage. They deserve a spot here too. Lightly cooked, they're satisfying and versatile. Roast a tray on Sunday with olive oil and pepper, and you've got easy sides for days. If raw cabbage upsets your stomach, a quick sauté or steam makes it gentler without losing its bite. And if raw kale or dandelion give you a rumble at first, start smaller, chew well, and build up as your digestion adapts. A little discomfort can be a sign you changed too much, too fast. The fix is usually to scale back and add variety instead of forcing it. Let's talk safety and smart personalization. If you take blood thinners or have a medical condition that requires stable vitamin K intake, large swings in leafy greens may not be ideal. You don't need to avoid greens. You need consistency, similar amounts day to day, and coordination with your healthcare professional. If you live with kidney issues, be mindful of very high oxalate greens like spinach, rotating greens, kale one day, arugula the next, romaine after that, is a simple strategy that keeps your menu balanced. And if raw salads bother you, lightly wilt greens in a warm pan or use soups and stews. Warm, soft textures can be friendlier while still delivering the benefits you want. Flavor-building turns, I should eat this, into I want to eat this. Use the pantry like a toolbox. Lemon, lime, orange zest, Dijon mustard, capers, garlic, scallions, fresh herbs. A quick dressing formula you can memorize. 3 parts olive oil, 1 part acid, lemon or vinegar, a small pinch of salt, black pepper, and a dab of mustard to emulsify. Shake in a jar and keep it in the fridge. You'll dress better, not just dressings. This tiny routine upgrades leftovers, tames the bitterness in chicories, and helps fat-soluble plant compounds hitch a ride into your system. That does more for your day than any harsh cleanse ever could. Because food culture is also habit culture, give yourself on-ramps you'll actually take. Pick up a pre-washed Power Greens mix from the grocery store to remove friction. Use frozen chopped spinach as a freezer staple, great for omelets, soups, and weeknight pastas. Order a side salad instead of fries at the diner once or twice a week. Split the difference at the pizza place by adding a big salad before your slice and savoring both. Real life is flexible. Progress sticks when it respects that. Here's the satisfying reveal. The taste many of us avoided for years becomes a tool you can use. A small daily dose of leafy bitter, paired with fiber and a touch of acid, nudges digestion in the direction you want, crowds your plate with helpful foods, and calms the noise your liver has to manage. No heroics, just signals your body understands. I'll repeat a grounded reminder. Education is powerful, and personalization is wise. If you're managing a health condition or taking medications, coordinate with your clinician before making major diet changes. Start small, observe how you feel, and build momentum one meal at a time. That's the boring magic that lasts. We're about to add another layer that makes these greens work even harder for you without making your meals heavy. The right fats and a few strategic spices that add warmth and absorption without overwhelming your system. The next tip is one of the most important, and ignoring it won't just limit your results. It may lead to side effects you'd rather avoid. I'll lay it out calmly so you can apply it with confidence and keep your progress safe. You've brought greens and gentle fiber onto your plate, and you've learned how a light touch of bitterness can set your system up for a smoother meal. Now let's unlock a quiet multiplier that makes those choices work harder for you without adding complexity, pairing the right fats with the right spices. This isn't about chasing heat or drowning vegetables in oil. It's about using small amounts of high-quality fats and targeted seasonings to help plant compounds mingle where they're most useful, while keeping your digestion calm and your taste buds happy. Start with fat as a carrier, not a headline. A little goes a long way. Extra virgin olive oil, avocado, a few nuts or seeds, or a spoon of natural nut butter can turn naked greens into a satisfying meal that sticks with you. Many helpful plant compounds are fat-soluble, which means they travel best when a small amount of fat is present. Picture your salad leaves wearing a light jacket of olive oil so those compounds don't slip away. This isn't license to pour, it's a reason to dress thoughtfully. A teaspoon or two is often enough for a single serving, especially when the flavor of the oil is good. Now for spices that do more than perfume the kitchen. Ginger brings a gentle warmth that many people find friendly on the stomach. Turmeric offers golden color and an earthy note. Used modestly, it can brighten a bowl without taking over. Black pepper's role is small but strategic. Its compounds can support the absorption of certain plant molecules when they arrive together. The point isn't to chase supplements or megadoses. It's to let a pinch of spice make your real food work a bit smarter. Let's translate that into everyday meals you already recognize. Whisk a simple dressing. 2 teaspoons of extra virgin olive oil, 1 teaspoon of lemon juice, a small pinch of salt, a crack of black pepper, and a tiny pinch of ground turmeric. Toss with chopped kale or arugula and add a spoon of cooked quinoa and a sprinkle of pumpkin seeds. Warm a skillet, film it with a teaspoon of olive oil, and soften chopped scallions and a thumb tip of minced ginger. Fold in a handful of spinach and a beaten egg or cubes of firm tofu for a quick, comforting breakfast that feels diner familiar yet lighter. Blend a small, fiber-forward smoothie, berries, water, a spoon of oats, with a slice of fresh ginger, then enjoy a side of avocado toast on whole grain bread. Each option uses fat and spice as tools, not decorations. Flavor matters as much as function. When food tastes balanced, salt, acid, fat, a little heat, it becomes easier to eat the way you intend. That's why I recommend a house sauce you can keep in the fridge. Stir together plain Greek yogurt or unsweetened plant-based yogurt, lemon zest and juice, a drizzle of olive oil, a tiny pinch of turmeric, minced garlic, and black pepper. Thin with water to a drizzle. Spoon it over roasted vegetables, grain bowls, or leftover chicken. It brightens heavy foods and gives humble greens a lift. If you're dairy-free, tahini thinned with water and lemon offers a similar creaminess without excess. Because we're keeping this safe and sane, a few cautions are worth noting. Spices are powerful in small amounts, and more isn't necessarily better. Large, frequent spoonfuls of turmeric or scoops of hot pepper may irritate your stomach. If you're sensitive to spice, start with 1 or 2 shakes. You can always add more next time. If you take medications, especially those that affect blood clotting or how drugs are metabolized, be mindful that concentrated spice supplements and large amounts of black pepper can interact. We're staying in the culinary lane here, not the supplement lane, precisely to reduce that risk. Let's not forget temperature and technique. Extra virgin olive oil shines in dressings or low to medium heat. If you need high heat for roasting or stir-frying, use a stable oil and keep an eye on the pan. Food should sizzle, not smoke. Burnt oil and charred seasonings won't serve your goals or your palate. If a recipe calls for adding turmeric, bloom it gently in warm oil for a few seconds before adding liquid. The flavor mellows and integrates. Then finish with lemon or vinegar off the heat so the brightness stays intact. North American food culture gives you plenty of ways to make this practical. Upgrade a classic chopped salad by tossing in avocado and a dusting of freshly ground pepper. Turn a simple sheet pan dinner, broccoli, carrots, chickpeas, into a weeknight win with a ginger yogurt drizzle. At brunch, swap the heavy hollandaise for a light lemon tahini sauce and a side of garlicky greens. At the grill, thread mushrooms and peppers onto skewers, brush with olive oil, sprinkle with turmeric and pepper, and add a squeeze of citrus before serving. You won't miss the deep-fried sides, and your energy after the meal will tell you why. The mini climax here is subtle but powerful. The combination is the point. Greens alone are good. Greens dressed with a touch of healthy fat and a smart spice are better. It's like turning on the lamp and opening the curtain. You see more, everything works with less strain, and the meal carries you further. This is the quiet leverage that makes natural detox feel like a lifestyle rather than a project. Keep an eye on portion harmony. A cup or 2 of greens, a palm-sized protein if you eat it, a spoon of fat, and a pinch of spice. That balance leaves room for fruit, legumes, and whole grains without tipping your plate into excess. If you're trying to change body composition, this approach helps without obsession. It's flavorful, satiating, and easy to repeat. Most importantly, it's gentle. We're supporting your liver by making the whole system calmer, not by forcing dramatic swings. As always, personalize wisely. If you're pregnant, nursing, recovering from illness, or navigating a chronic condition, loop in your clinician before big dietary changes. If a certain spice causes discomfort, it's not a moral failure to skip it. Choose another that treats you kindly. The goal is a pattern you can live with, not a rule book to break. Here's a final nudge to carry forward. When a meal tastes clean and complete, habits stick. A bright salad with a silky dressing, a warm bowl with ginger and greens, a simple plate finished with lemon and a crack of pepper. These are small scenes that add up to a steadier day. That steadiness is the outcome you feel as detox. No extremes, no fear, just better organization inside your body. We're about to cover a set of common mistakes that quietly unravel progress and can make you feel worse even when your intentions are good. The next tip is one of the most important, and ignoring it won't just limit your results. It may lead to side effects you'd rather avoid. I'll walk you through it in a calm, practical way so you can keep moving safely in the right direction. You've built a steady rhythm by dialing down liquid sugar, bringing greens onto the plate, and using a light touch of healthy fats and friendly spices. That foundation is strong, but there's a set of quiet missteps that can undo your progress faster than any single cheat meal. I want to lay them out plainly so you can recognize them early, correct them easily, and keep moving without drama. Consider this the part where we protect your momentum. The first mistake is thinking more is better. It's tempting to double, then triple spices or greens because you're motivated, but very large amounts can irritate your stomach and make you feel worse. A heaping tablespoon of turmeric added raw, a thumb of ginger blended into a tiny smoothie, or 3 heaping cups of raw kale on a brand new stomach can lead to heartburn or cramping. Start with modest culinary amounts, chew well, and give your body a few days to adapt. Consistency beats intensity, especially with bitter foods and strong spices. The second mistake is trying to flush the body with extreme diuretics or gallons of water. Overdoing strong herbal teas or chugging liters in a short window can leave you lightheaded, disrupt electrolytes, and send you running to the bathroom without delivering the comfort you hoped for. Hydration works best as a steady drip throughout the day. If you enjoy tea, choose gentle options and alternate with plain water. Keep flavors light and avoid concentrated brews as a test of willpower. The third mistake is blending away your breaks. Smoothies can be helpful when they include fiber and modest fruit, but a blender full of juice, sweetened yogurt, and multiple fruits removes the pacing that whole foods provide. If you blend, anchor the cup with water or unsweetened milk. Add a spoon of oats or chia. Keep fruit to 1 portion and include a handful of greens. You'll finish satisfied rather than chasing more sweetness an hour later. The fourth mistake is skipping protein and then blaming willpower. A plate built only from greens, fruit, and a drizzle of oil can be refreshing, but it may not carry you through the morning. Add a palm-sized serving of protein you enjoy: eggs, beans, tofu, Greek yogurt, leftover chicken or salmon, to make the meal resilient. When you're satiated, the rest of the day gets easier. This isn't a bodybuilder tip. It's a comfort tip. The fifth mistake hides in labels. A salad dressing can look wholesome, yet list sugar among the first ingredients. Flavored coffee creamers and healthy granola often do the same. Scan the ingredient list before the numbers. If you see multiple names for sugar near the top, cane sugar, corn syrup, dextrose, agave, use a lighter hand or make a quick dressing at home. Your taste buds recalibrate quickly when salt, acid, and herbs do the heavy lifting. There's also the weekend trap. I ate well all week, I've earned a reset. A handful of fried sides plus a few alcoholic drinks won't break your life, but heavy weekends can keep your Monday feeling sluggish. A simple guardrail helps. Lead with a huge salad or veggie plate before the indulgence, sip water between drinks, and book a 10-minute walk after meals. You'll enjoy the treat with less of the foggy aftermath. Safety matters. If you live with gallbladder issues, very high-fat meals can trigger discomfort. Keep fats modest and choose gentler cooking methods. If reflux bothers you, raw garlic, heavy citrus, or large amounts of pepper may not be your friends. A quick sauté and smaller doses can help. If you take blood thinners or medications processed by the liver, Avoid concentrated spice supplements and keep your intake of leafy greens consistent rather than swinging wildly day to day. Coordinate with your clinician so food and medicine work together. Here's a quick rescue plan for when you overdo it. If a meal left you uncomfortable, don't punish yourself with a fast or a purge. Return to simple cooked foods for a day. A warm bowl with rice or quinoa, sautéed greens, a squeeze of lemon, and a spoon of olive oil. Broth-based soups, a plain yogurt with berries and chopped nuts. Sip water through the day, take an easy walk, get to bed on time, and let your system settle. One messy day doesn't define your pattern. Your next 3 meals do. Now, a short checklist you can keep on your fridge. Chew your calories more often than you drink them. Add 1 bitter green daily. Include a small, steady source of protein. Dress with a teaspoon or 2 of quality fat. Use spices as accents. Hydrate consistently. Walk after dinner, and aim for a regular bedtime. Each line is a small hinge that quietly swings a big door. Better energy, steadier digestion, calmer cravings. Here's the mini climax of this section. The real threat isn't some mysterious toxin. It's losing momentum because you felt lousy after doing too much, too fast. When you respect dose and sequence, your body cooperates. Meals feel lighter, you sleep better, and the plan starts to feel like the way you live, not a project you're trying to survive. I'll keep this grounded. If you're pregnant, nursing, managing a chronic condition, or taking prescription medications, run meaningful changes by your healthcare professional. Education empowers you to ask better questions. Collaboration helps you apply the answers safely. We're ready to translate all of this into the clear, measured recipe you've been waiting for, with exact quantities, a calm method, and an easy bonus that amplifies the benefits without adding risk. The next tip is one of the most important, and ignoring it won't just limit your results, it may lead to side effects you'd rather avoid, so I'll present it calmly and precisely. You've protected your momentum by avoiding the common traps. No megadoses, no extreme flushing, no sugar-heavy shortcuts. Now let's deliver what you came for. A clear, measured recipe you can prepare with ordinary ingredients and repeat without stress. Think of this as a gentle daily practice, not a stunt. The goal is to support the work your liver already does by feeding your body in a way that's organized and kind. Here's a single-serving framework that fits a North American kitchen and a busy schedule. Gather 1 packed cup of leafy greens you enjoy, kale, arugula, dandelion greens, or a mix. Add 1 steady source of fiber, either 2 tablespoons of chia seeds soaked in 4 tablespoons of water for at least 10 minutes, or a half cup of cooked old-fashioned oats. Prepare a thumb-tip piece of fresh ginger, finely grated, or use a 1/4 teaspoon of ground ginger if that's what you have. Measure a 1/4 teaspoon of ground turmeric. Set out a pinch of freshly ground black pepper. Choose 1 gentle fat, 1 to 2 teaspoons of extra virgin olive oil, or a 1/4 of a ripe avocado. Finish with the juice of a 1/4 to half a lemon and a small pinch of salt. Optional add-ins that keep the meal satisfying. A 1/4 cup of chickpeas, a spoon of pumpkin seeds, a soft-boiled egg, or cubes of firm tofu. Now the method, step by step, with an eye for flavor and comfort. Start by making a quick warm infusion. Pour a 1/4 cup of hot water over the grated ginger and let it sit for 5 minutes, then strain. The liquid will carry the aroma without the fibrous bite. Place your greens in a bowl and drizzle 2 to 3 tablespoons of the warm ginger infusion over them with a tiny pinch of salt. Massage gently for 30 seconds until the leaves deepen in color and relax. This step makes bitter greens friendlier and easier to chew. If you're using chia, stir the soaked gel into the bowl now. If you're using cooked oats, fold them in while they're still warm so they mingle with the greens. Sprinkle the turmeric and the pinch of black pepper over the mixture, then add your chosen fat, olive oil or avocado. Toss to coat lightly. Finish with lemon juice to brighten, and a few herbs if you like, chopped parsley, cilantro, or scallions. Taste and adjust salt and lemon so the flavors pop without heaviness. If you prefer your recipe in a cup, use a fiber-forward smoothie variation. Blend 1 packed cup of greens with 3/4 cup of water, a small slice of fresh ginger, a 1/4 teaspoon of turmeric, a pinch of black pepper, and 1 portion of fruit. half a banana or a cup of frozen berries. Add 1 tablespoon of oats or chia to bring back the fiber. Finish with a teaspoon of olive oil or a quarter of an avocado for creaminess. Sip slowly and stop when you feel satisfied, not stuffed. For a cozier option on cool days, turn the bowl into a warm soup. Soften a teaspoon of olive oil in a small pot over low heat, add the grated ginger and a pinch of turmeric, and let them bloom gently for 30 seconds without browning. Pour in 1½ cups of water or low-sodium broth. Bring to a gentle simmer, add your greens, and cook just until they relax, about 2 minutes. Stir in the soaked chia or a spoon of cooked oats to give body. Finish with lemon, pepper, and herbs, and serve. It's simple, comforting, and easy on the stomach. Timing and portion harmony matter more than perfection. Use this recipe once a day for a week as a steady anchor. Breakfast, lunch, or dinner, whatever fits your routine. Keep the rest of your meals familiar and balanced. A palm-sized protein you enjoy, a big pile of vegetables, and whole grain or bean-based sides. Hydrate consistently throughout the day rather than in a single burst, and consider a light 10-minute walk after your anchor meal to help your body handle the nutrients with grace. Safety first, always. If you take medications that affect blood clotting, or if you're managing a condition that requires consistent vitamin K intake, keep your daily amount of leafy greens steady and coordinate with your clinician. If you live with reflux, use smaller amounts of ginger, avoid heavy citrus on an empty stomach, and choose cooked greens over raw. If you have gallbladder concerns, keep fats modest and spread them across meals. These adjustments are not obstacles. They're how you make the plan yours. Now for the promised bonus, 2 small techniques that amplify your results without adding risk. First, pair bitter and fiber within the same 30 to 60-minute window. The combination of a leafy green and a steady fiber like oats, chia, or beans helps pace digestion and carry along what your liver has already prepared for clearance. It's the rhythm that matters. Second, bring turmeric and a tiny pinch of black pepper to the same bite. The pepper doesn't make the dish hot, but it supports the availability of certain compounds when they arrive together. Keep the amounts modest. You're aiming for culinary flavor, not a supplement-level dose. A few don'ts keep this gentle. Don't turn the dish neon with turmeric. Start with a 1/4 teaspoon and adjust next time. Don't drown greens in oil. A teaspoon or 2 is plenty. Don't stack multiple stimulating ingredients the same day. Extra strong coffee, spicy peppers, and concentrated ginger might feel like a lot at once. Don't chase perfection. If a day goes sideways, return to the framework at the next meal and let consistency do the heavy lifting. Here's the satisfying reveal. The detox you feel is the absence of chaos. When meals are organized, greens, fiber, a measured fat, a few spices used wisely, your body does what it's built to do with less friction. Energy is steadier, cravings are quieter, and you finish meals feeling clear rather than heavy. That sensation isn't magic, it's pattern. I want to end with encouragement and an invitation. Share this approach with someone who's tired of extremes and ready for something kinder. Leave a like if this helped you see detox with more clarity and less confusion, and subscribe so we can keep building a library of safe, practical habits that actually fit a full, modern life. Your engagement helps this message reach the people who need it most, and together we can make healthy feel more like a lifestyle and less like a project. Carry this forward with calm confidence. You're not chasing a cleanse. You're practicing a pattern that respects your biology. That respect shows up in how you feel, how you eat, and how you live. The next tip is one of the most important, and ignoring it won't just limit your results. It may lead to side effects you'd rather avoid. So use this guidance thoughtfully as you keep improving your routine.